Hello, my name is Francis Farnellis Church. I'm the lead editorial writer for the New York Sun newspaper here in New York City. I was born in Rochester, New York, so I'm pretty familiar with your neck of the woods. This year, 1897, has certainly been one for the books. For example, something called an electron was discovered. It is important and germane to the story that I mentioned that you can't actually see an electron, but it exists. Bram Stoker wrote a book entitled Dracula earlier this year that is scaring the daylights out of folks. Speaking of monsters, there was that horrible monster earthquake in India earlier this year. In jolly old England, they celebrated the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Victoria in 1897. The Klondike Gold Rush began this year, and people set out to make their fortunes. A brand new drug was patented earlier this year called aspirin, which is proving to be the miracle drug. Speaking of patents, old Thomas Alva Edison invented something called the kinetoscope, which he claims will make moving pictures. That should prove to be of interest to our fellow Rochesterian, Georgie Eastman. Well, needless to say, the New York Sun has been busy as usual in 1897. When my brother handed me a letter in September asking me how to reply, I told him, "Billy, I'll take this one myself." He was a bit surprised because most folks think that I tend to be, well, a bit of a curmudgeon. Just between you and me, that's a bit of an act. You know, the hard-nosed reporter thing. Well, anyway, this little girl's letter really struck me, and I knew that I just had to reply. Here's what she wrote. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it is so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Signed, Virginia O'Hanlon, 115 West 95th Street, New York City. I have to admit, I had tears in my eyes as I typed a reply to little Virginia. Here is my editorial reply, which was published in the Sun. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would the world be if there were no Santa Claus? It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. Why, there would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sight and sense. The eternal light which with childhood fills the world, would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch all of the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus, but even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. You may tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives. And he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. Merry Christmas.